Hello, Facebook. As I was working out today, God spoke to me and gave me a topic to talk about. And today, I'm going to talk about your Goliath that you face does not exist. In the Bible, King David was challenging, was asked to challenge Goliath when nobody else didn't want to. Not even King Saul and his army, all the men, they did not want to face Goliath. As it was told in the Bible, Goliath was a big guy, a big person, the best warrior that was to ever live at the time. Defeated anybody that came in his way, and he tortured Saul's people in the army and the people that lived in the city for years. He tortured them verbally and physically. And they were scared to face this man because he was a big guy. Even though Goliath had an army on his side, but Goliath was pretty much his own army because nobody didn't want to face him. They was too scared. They were scared they were going to lose. And they were scared that what he could have done with them when he defeated them. But I come to tell you today that your Goliath does not exist, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you have faith, faith eliminates fear. Fear does not exist. Fear only exists if you let it exist. Fear only exists if you allow it to exist. But if you have faith, there's no fear. But faith always exists. Faith is alive every day. When you wake up and go to sleep, we have faith in God, and God is always here, listening to our prayers, listening to our requests. He promised that He will never leave us nor forsake us. God is the light. And if you allow God to, make a path for you and establish your footsteps, there's your faith right there. Every time you pray to God, you have faith that God is going to deliver or make a miracle or send a blessing to whatever situation you're praying for. But faith eliminates fear. When David was asked to challenge Goliath, or when he wanted to challenge Goliath himself, when he went to face Goliath, he had faith. When he seen Goliath, it's like, he's nothing to me because I have faith. The armor that he was asked to put on didn't even fit him. He didn't even need it because he had faith. So he went there with a slingshot and a few rocks, and he defeated Goliath by faith. He didn't defeat Goliath by fear. He defeated Goliath by faith. Because Goliath was this big guy, this big strong man, best warrior, nobody could defeat. But when David approached Goliath, he didn't look at him that way. He didn't look at Goliath as this big guy, this big man, this man that's going to defeat me. He didn't look at him that way. I don't know how he looked at Goliath, but he didn't look at him that way because he had faith. Goliath pretty much didn't even exist in David's mind. He was just a normal person. He was just a regular man in David's eyes, and he was able to defeat him with a rock right down his head. So I tell you today that the Goliath that y'all face every day, the fears that y'all face every day, it's only there because you allow it. You allow it to be. It's only there because you want. I'm not saying you want it to be, but you allow it to be, and you let it be there because of your lack of faith. So today I trust and I challenge you to gain faith in God, gain faith in yourself, gain confidence in yourself, gain faith, man. And if you do that, you will be able to defeat the Goliaths that you face every day. I remember when I ruptured my Achilles, and one of my biggest Goliaths was getting back on that field, and because I was so afraid that I was going to rupture my Achilles again. I was so afraid that when I made that same move, my Achilles was going to rupture again. But that's the Goliath that I had to face. But in order for me to get over my Goliath, I had to face it face to face, man to man, body to body. I had to face my fears. And then when I faced my fears, I realized that the fears the fears and the Goliath that I was so scared of wasn't even that big. But my mind made it seem like it was that big. People made it seem like it was that big. But people can tell you all they want to tell you. But they're not in your shoes. So that means you got to go out there and face your own fears. You got to go out there and face your own Goliaths. And when you do that, you will realize that the Goliaths and the fears that you face every day is not even that big as you thought it was, that you expected it to be. But you will never find out until you face it. So today I challenge you and I trust you to face your fears, face your Goliaths. And when you do that, have faith in it. Have faith that you're going to win. Have faith that you're going to have victory. Have faith that you're going to win this battle with God on your side. It's a lot of people in this world that are facing their Goliaths and are scared to overcome. They are scared to make that next move. They are scared to face it because they feel like they are going to get defeated every time. And you know what? Maybe you have been defeated before, a few times, whatever. Don't give up. Keep on fighting. Don't let this Goliath defeat you. It don't even exist. It's not that big as you thought it would be. So keep on trying. Don't give up. Keep on trying. Back to back to back. I don't care how many times you have to face your fears. Keep on facing it. Maybe next time you have to bring a different strategy. Approach your fears a different way in order to defeat it. Don't let these fears and Goliaths defeat y'all, man. Don't let these fears and Goliaths torture y'all, torment y'all in your mind. Because it do not exist. It's not as big as you think it is. Because King David, when he faced Goliath, he was able to defeat him with a stone right to his head. He didn't need no sword. He didn't need no army behind him. He faced this Goliath face to face, man to man, one by one. No tag team partner, nothing. He was by himself. And of course, he had God on his side. And I'm telling you today, when you have God on your side, you have faith. And when you have faith, you can eliminate the fears and the Goliath that you face every day. But you have to want to do it, though. You have to have the strength. You have to have the courage to do it. Don't let nobody tell you how big your Goliaths are. Don't let nobody tell you how to face your fears. Don't let nobody scare you. Don't be scared. Face it. Face to face, man to man, woman to woman. It ain't that big as you think it is. And when I was able to get back on that field and face my fears, at one point I was wearing an ankle brace because I wanted to protect it so bad. Like, man, I'm afraid I'm going to play, but I'm afraid I'm going to make a certain move that's going to tweak it a little bit, whatever. And I remember I was wearing my ankle brace for the whole season, my junior year. And I remember when I was invited to an All-Star game my senior year, the next year, I was still wearing it. When I was invited to an All-Star game, I was packing all my football equipment and things like that. I had my ankle brace on the side, ready to get packed. And so next thing you know it, I'm getting ready to leave and go, get on the flight to the airplane. And I'm all the way in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. And I'm getting ready to go to practice. I put all my equipment on and things like that. And I can't find my ankle brace. It's not even in my bag anymore. But I remember putting my ankle brace in my bag. And so it took me like 30 minutes to 40 minutes to find that ankle brace. Because I knew I didn't leave it in the airport. I knew I didn't leave it at home or in college. I knew I put it in my bag. And I put it in a certain pocket. And next thing you know, it's gone. And so I realized that God wanted me to face my fears. I realized that God wanted me to trust in Him and trust in myself and trust in God's work, trust in my Achilles, trust in my own body. And when I was able to do that, I'm like, man, I'm in an All-Star game. What if I get hurt? Like, I don't want to get hurt out here. But when I practiced 2 times and I played in the All-Star game without it, and I was able to gain confidence in myself, I was able to defeat my Goliath. Matter of fact, I had no choice but to. I wasn't about to sit on the sideline, so I had to play. But when I played, I felt so much better. Like, man, I wish I would have known this a long time ago. I would have had this ankle brace taken away from me. I would have been threw it away or gave it to somebody else. But when I face my fears, I don't even think about wearing it. I don't even think about, getting hurt again. I don't think about, being scared that I'm going to tweak my Achilles again because I defeated my Goliath. I faced it, man to man, body to body, mind to mind, soul to soul. I faced it, and I defeated it because I had God on my side and I had faith. So today, I challenge you to have faith in yourself. Allow God to guide you. Allow God to be your light in a dark world. Allow God to lead you and guide you in whatever you desire to do. Whatever it is that's torture you in your mind and in your spirit, in your heart, don't let it. Don't let it defeat you, because when you have faith, it eliminates fear. Thank you and have a blessed day.